with a record of 2-0, age 22 or age 24 rather, out of Missoula, dog pound and cross collar. And she will be taking on another one of our young fighters, Ireland Bombshell Moran, who comes in with a record of 1-1 out of Billings Grindhouse as well. Grindhouse, of course, 2-0 already this evening. So we'll see whether or not Grindhouse can keep it going, make it 3-0. But I got to ask you, Brady, you only had one on the agenda tonight, but oh my, if you were only going to pick one, that was a pretty good one.
Man, I tell you what, that was way more of an exciting fight than I wanted to be in.
Well,
all right?
I bet.
That was an excellent fight of the night so far, I'd say, but I'll tell you what, these two ladies could steal the show very easily.
No question about it. And they both come in.
Fighting out of the red corner, Ireland Moran.
Now this is Ireland Bombshell Moran, and let me tell you something. Do not let the pretty face and the blonde hair fool you. This girl is a killer, okay? She trains out of Grindhouse MMA. She's been fighting. She's been doing jiu-jitsu tournaments. She's been choking guys. She's been choking girls. This girl is somebody to watch for on the big stage in the future.
Well, she's coming in at 17 years old, so another one of those young fighters. But, yeah, she certainly comes in, and you're right. I think if you're watching it at home, if you've never seen her fight, it is a little bit tough to get past the pretty face. And there certainly is one. There's no question about it. But you're right. She's not coming in here because, she needs to go to the nail salon this afternoon. She's coming in to kick some butt.
You know, in the past couple years, women's MMA has come so far in this sport. With ladies like Ronda Rousey, she came in and with a pretty face and confused a lot of people. When you first look at somebody like that, you don't get it. And I tell you what, these ladies, Jade Buckskin, Ireland Moran, they're both the same kind of people.
No, but you may not get it initially, but if you're not paying attention, you're gonna get it, and you better be very, very careful because both these.
And our fusion fight girl capable for this fight, please welcome Lindsay to the cage.
A little bit of a look between these ladies. Apparently, they're getting ready to fight, huh?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, no, and this is also a title fight, so it will be 3 5-minute round, 5 3-minute rounds. I apologize, because it is for the 115-pound title.
Yep. Which you know what the 100.
Actually, no, it isn't. I apologize. This is the first of our female fights.
This fight tonight brought to you by Precision Highway Contractors, providing what their clients need, from a complex work zone setup down to the simple lane closures, pilot cars, equipment rentals, and more. Traffic control, design, and plans. They get the job done on time, the first time, and done right, ensuring the highest level of quality and safety for their workers and for the public. Up at 1943 Main Street in the Heights. That's Precision Highway Contractors. Now, fighting out of the blue corner tonight, representing the Dog Pound and Cross Collar Academy in Missoula, Montana, with a record of 2-0, 115 pounds, 5 feet 5 inches tall, it's Jade Buckskin! And fighting out of the red corner, representing the Grindhouse here in Billings, Montana, with a 1-1 record, 115 pounds, 5 feet 3 inches tall, it's Ireland, the Bombshell Moran!
Definitely a look of confidence on both these ladies' faces. Let me tell you something. The Jade Buckskin coming in with a record of 2-0. When you're undefeated and you haven't tasted defeat, there is a certain amount of confidence that brings to you.
Oh, yeah.
Ireland Moran coming in at 1-1. She has tasted defeat before, but let me tell you something. She has no lack of confidence in herself.
Well, she's coming in. Grindhouse is already 2-0 tonight.
Yep, which is a huge thing.
You wonder how much that may factor in as well. That Jade Buckskin here basically on her own. On the other hand, Bombshell over there, and she's got a lot of teammates standing over there cheering her on. She certainly doesn't want to disappoint them.
And I tell you what, Dog Pound is an incredible school up in Montana. Those guys have some top fighters fighting. They get kicked off here. Kicking it off heavy. Right in it, right into the clinch. Big punches for Jade Buckskin.
The lady's getting into a clinch now. Is Buckskin going to get behind her, get her up against the fence, and try and get her on the ground?
Little grab on the fence, that is illegal. Try to avoid that, but it's so hard when you're about to get lifted up and dunked.
Moran trying to fight out of that. Use those knees to the midsection there and do some damage. Maybe make this a war of attrition so she can ultimately win this one on a decision if need be. But I'll tell you what, neither one of these ladies looks like they have any interest in getting out of round one.
Oh, and this is such a rough way to fight. I tell you what, in this clinch, and this is something that the Dog Pound and the Grindhouse are both known for, this hard clinch with knees and elbows, excuse me, not elbows, but shoulders, you know, the shoulder strikes, the knee strikes. The clinch systems in Montana are some of the best that I have seen in the U.S. And both these girls employing it right away tonight. They're not wasting any time at all.
Well, they're kind of trading blows here as Buckskins had Moran up against the fence, and Moran had her up against the fence there a moment ago. But don't let the clinching fool you. There are a lot of shots getting landed in there, and it's not one-sided. Both of them taking some punishment.
And notice the shoulders from Buckskin. She's throwing a lot of shoulders, and those don't look like they hurt. You know, we're used to boxing, and we're used to kicking, and we're used to kickboxing, these types of things. But those shoulders, when they pop you in the chin, they make you think twice. They'll make a flash of light because you don't see them coming.
Well, and one of the things that I think, you know, especially people who are relatively new to watching MMA, you just don't realize how much damage those do. And one of them is probably not going to end the fight. But if they continue for 2 or 3 rounds, and this one, this has been a constant set of constant flurry both directions, really, for both of these fighters. As you know, there have been shots throughout this fight that have been throughout here in round one that have been landing on both of them.
And I will say for the crowd out there and the people watching on the live stream, if you've never been in the cage before, this pace of fighting, accepting knees, throwing knees, grappling, you know, you're lifting their weight. Oh, and Ireland working a little bit of a guillotine here. This is a grueling pace. If this fight goes more than 1 round, I tell you what, it'll be interesting to see how they react to the second and third rounds. But I'll tell you, these girls are in shape to be able to fight more than 30 seconds in this way.
Well, we saw that a little bit in the last round. That you know, your guy kind of seemed like, you know, he was expecting that one to get over a little bit more quickly than in fact it did. But you know,
10 seconds.
10 seconds and Ireland gets a trip. You know what? This might take the round for. They've been trading the whole time. They've both been landing good shots. But I tell you what, in the judges' eyes, a takedown makes a big difference.
In our first female fight presented by Precision Highway Contractors.
But that takedown may have stolen it for Ireland. We'll see how it turns out on the judges' scorecards if we get there, Dave.
Well, yeah, I did say the way this one's going, it's a little hard to imagine that that one's actually going to end up going to the cards. On the other hand, you're right. Unlikely to think that either of them can really keep up that kind of a pace. It's not a title fight. It's only 3 rounds, but that sort of a pace is just going to absolutely kill you if you try and do that round after round after round, even if there are only 3 of them. And certainly it's hard not to look at that pace in the first round and think, well, you know, they're both willing to take some punishment, but they would both like to get this over and by TKO sooner rather than later.
I tell you what, coming out of Dog Pound Missoula, coming out of Grindhouse Billings, both these ladies are coming in shape, ready to fight. 2 excellent academies in Montana. Montana's a little off the map as far as the MMA world, but let me tell you, these girls are coming for it. Montana is coming for it. Some incredible camps out here, some incredible fighters, and let's see round 2. Wasting no time.
Moran and Black Eagle coming in and getting right back to where they were. Down she goes, and Moran jumps right on top of him. Tries to get
right back into the clinch, right back to this furious pace, Dave.
And right here in front of us, as we're getting as good a view as anybody of the fight at the moment. And we'll tell you what, you're just sitting right here, Brady. You can hear the shots.
Oh man, we can feel them at our table. If you don't think girls can hit hard, you need to meet these 2. Ireland working a guillotine here. Jade's continuing to press forward. We got Jade Buckskin in the black. Ireland Bombshell Moran in the blue. And Ireland setting up a guillotine, working that guillotine, but Jade turning her head the right way, defending the right way. Both these girls, well, you know, great representatives for women's MMA here at Fusion Fight League. Great representatives and putting on a show for the crowd here.
That 17-year-old Moran especially. Ooh, nice shot there to the chin as Buckskin taking some punishment. Moran tries to land the knockout punch there. Isn't quite able to connect, but That's the other thing I think people forget about MMA is that you can feel like you're winning on the scorecards, and in fact you may be, but you make one mistake and you could still lose it.
And I tell you what, you never leave it to the judges in this sport. I've seen some robberies. I've seen some railroad train yard robberies.
Pace slowing down just a touch here in the second round, although I think you're right. Really not because either fighter necessarily wants to,
Yeah.
but realizing that, no matter how badly they might like to keep up that pace and see if they can outlast their opponent, the fact is they don't really want to fight at that pace either.
Well, let me tell you, Dave, athletically, this is an impressive show from both of these fighters. To fight at that pace, it's like a full sprint for 3 minutes. And not only a full sprint, but you're taking punches, you're taking knees, you're taking those shoulders, and they're coming out for their second round of it right here.
Well, that's one of the things we saw in the last fight with Klepperich, that he had the up against the edge of the cage for a good portion of that fight, but there were a lot of knees being thrown underneath there, and it's difficult probably to see some of that at home, but you knew that at some point those were going to start to add up. I think you're seeing a lot of that in this fight as well.
It all adds up. You work on a boulder with a screwdriver for long enough, you don't have a boulder anymore.
Well, and that's kind of what happened in that one, and the boulder eventually came down on Walking Eagle, but a heck of a fight. And just as good a one here
as is this one, and Buckskin's working to take the back, working heavy, throwing some shots.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, and this might steal the round for Buckskin. I tell you what, they have been trading this round too, but nothing huge, nothing massive. Oh, and Ireland passes the guard, finishes with the knee to the body.
Round 2.
Excellent finish for Ireland Bombshell Moran. We'll come out to see round 3.
But I think you may very well be right that if you were to go to the cards right now, I think you very well might have a round apiece, and if that is in fact the case, then I'm sure both corners telling their respective fighters, look, you got 1 round left, you got 3 minutes, you got to get it done now.
I tell you what, as a judge, it is hard not to get wrapped up in the excitement of this fight. Get wrapped up in just being excited about these girls throwing, and women's MMA in general. I'll tell you, when I started in the sport, when I started paying attention, women's MMA, even at the top level was a lot of times not where it is in this cage right now. Fusion Fight League does an excellent job of putting on a great show, showcasing great fighters, and these two are nothing less tonight.
No, and they both come in. Moran comes in at 1-1. Buckskin comes in at 2-0. So not a ton of experience either way, but you certainly wouldn't know it for the first 2 rounds tonight. That they go in there, they clearly are ready. You mentioned it earlier, coming out of Grindhouse, coming out of Dog Pound in Missoula. They may not be gyms that are necessarily nationally known, but I guarantee you those two know each other very, very well.
Oh, man. And I tell you, these gyms are coming up. Look out for them. I will warn the rest of the MMA community right now. Watch out for Dog Pound. Watch out for Grindhouse. Watch out for Montana, because they're coming. And round 3 kicks off. And I doubt these girls will wait, and they do not.
No, I'm sure both their corners told them to get out there and get after it. You got 3 minutes left to prove your point. Go do it.
Big right hand landed early from Ireland Bombshell Moran. But Buckskin doesn't back up for a second. She's coming forward with her own shots. I tell you what, both these ladies want to win. Both these ladies deserve a massive amount of respect for everybody here in the crowd, everybody watching on live stream. This is an entertaining fight. This is a grueling pace, and these guys are putting on a show at Fusion Fight League tonight.
Those knees underneath from both fighters now continuing to just sort of hammer away down there at the legs and at the midsection, and both of them trying to get an advantage. We saw a little bit of it at the end of the last round, where a little grappling on the ground. For the most part, they've basically remained upright, but they've also remained in a clinch for just about the entire fight.
And I tell you what, I would hate to score this fight. I'm glad I'm not scoring it. But either girl, they cannot count on the scorecards to be winning here. They should both be looking for a finish, and they're not slowing down. Neither one of these girls is trying to edge out a fight. They are trying to finish, and they're throwing here.
Moran throwing haymakers in there. She has gotten Buckskin bloodied a little bit. It's not real clear exactly where that's coming from. I think maybe some of it, at least from her nose. But Buckskin looks like she's taking the worst of the punishment thus far, but certainly not backing away from anything.
Some big front kicks from Ireland Bombshell Moran. She is not backing down, and I tell you what, she's not fighting like your average 17-year-old. She looks like she's been in there, 10 times. She's looking fantastic.
But Buckskin getting in there and wrapping her up, trying to get her on the ground. Both fighters willing to go to the ground here in the third round of the fight, realizing that I think you're absolutely right. You do not want to let this go to the cards right now because it's too close to call.
And shout out to Jade Buckskin. She is not backing down. She is not quitting. She is continuing to fight, wearing some of it. She's showing some of her exhaustion as well. She should be. This fight has been
nasty
big.
Shot there from
Superman punch from Ireland Bombshell Moran, looking good. And she is making a statement in this third round. She's letting her know, I'm coming to steal the show. But Buckskin not letting her take it away too easy.
Well, Grindhouse, I mentioned earlier, already 2-0. I'm sure Moran a little extra motivation knowing that she's got an entire hometown gym standing over there watching this one.
A great fake kick. Oh, man, beautiful striking showcased by Ireland Bombshell Moran. Buckskin starting to wear it here, but not backing down.
Moran trying to kind of size her up there. She wants to throw that big right hand, but the reach advantage of Buckskin, she's got to be a little bit careful because it's
10 seconds.
10 seconds. These girls are going to throw it out. Oh, man, I tell you what. Big shots from Ireland Bombshell Moran, and these girls are training.
They made it through another round. Give it up for these ladies.
What a fight, Dave. They're going to get out of it. Congratulations to both ladies.
And for the first time tonight, we will go to the judges' scorecards. So referee Jeff Hoiby going and getting the results from the referees, who of course are situated around the ring so that they are not looking at each other's cards.
And I'll say that, if it was 1-1 coming into that round 3, I think Ireland Bombshell, she came out hard, she came out heavy. Jade Buckskin never backing down, though. She kept on coming forward. She threw some great right hands. She threw some great combinations, even in that third round. These girls are putting on a show.
They certainly are, no question about it. They came to fight tonight. There was not much doubt left.
Skid our fighters to the center of the cage, please. This fight brought to you by Precision Highway Contractors. Give it up for both of these ladies.